Hey all, having just finished up the New Orleans challenge, I wanted to take just a minute or so to kind of talk about some of the things we learned and kind of recap that and really cement it into our brains. Um, During this challenge, we got an introductory look at the MSP 430's architecture. We didn't really dive into it too deep. We didn't, pour through the manual, but we uncovered a few things here and there, like we learned what the TST instruction is for. We learned that that instruction is going to basically be a byte comparison against the argument you provide with the immediate value of 0. So that's obviously really important. We learned where to find the documentation so that we can look up other instructions as we get confused. I think it's really great that they chose this processor for this particular set of challenges because it does seem to be a very simple processor. It's not overly bogged down with you know multi-part registers or anything like that. It seems like a real straightforward kind of processor. I think that's cool. Um, we learned about immediate addressing. We learned about using the hashtag to tell the assembler or to that this is an actual value. It's not a memory location. It's not a register. This is a value that I want you to do something with. So that's going to come in handy, I'm sure. We learned about indirect addressing modes. We learned about using the @ sign in front of a register to say, give me the value that is at the location pointed to by this register. So if we say at R12, we're saying R12's data contains a memory location. Tell me what the data is at that location. And so that's super valuable. That's kind of one of the linchpins of everything that we'll be doing. Um, we learned about offsets. We learned how to see, if the data is telling us, if the code is telling us that the register is kind of a base point, and we want to look at an offset of code some distance from that. So that'll be helpful for sure. Along the way, we learned about the status register. We learned, how other commands, comparisons actually impact that, additions and subtractions and stuff, impact that register, and how we can use that register to monitor what's happening with the application around us. And we learned about comparisons and jumps. We learned about the testing against equal versus not equal and things like that. So all those are just super fundamental parts. We learned a little bit about working with the actual, tools that are part of this challenge, and we learned, like they have this ability to input hex strings, which is already proven to be valuable. I did look when I was looking at this again this morning. I was looking to see if I could try to escape some of the characters in that string because there were odd characters like a backslash and a semicolon. And so I thought maybe if I, escape them with a backslash, in typical bash form, maybe that would help with something. But it didn't. So far right now, I don't know any way to actually input the string as we saw it into the the prompt. So overall, though, I think that's like the people who made this, I'm super impressed at just like that was just the right level of thing to kind of whet your appetite and get you started. And so I'm looking forward to starting on Sydney. Like I said, I did Sydney a week or so ago, so I know the gist of it, I think, but I might forget. So we're gonna go through that one kind of just as we did with New Orleans, and then we get to start on the fun stuff. So thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video.